Hello, everyone, and welcome to the OCP Tech Week virtual event site. This is going to be an instructional video for you to kind of see how the site works and how to navigate through to get to the content you're looking for. We are starting right now on the Open Compute Project website, and from here, you have a link to get over to the virtual site. So if we click into that, it will actually take you to the front landing page for the virtual site. Now, come November 9th, you'll actually be able to log into the site and get in and see all the great content. For now, you can review the schedule and start clicking these plus buttons to add things to your schedule in the meantime until the event starts. You can also click on these individual events to open up and get more details about the individual events, find out about the speakers, and find out about the content. So once the day of the event shows up, you can click the login button, and this will take you to your FNID authenticator. This is where you're going to enter the username and password that you created when you did your registration. Now note that this FNID that you've created will work for all future events as well, so make sure you remember what your login information is. It won't matter if it's another session next year or another event later on. If you're a sponsor, speaker, or an attendee, you will use that same FNID login that you've created for all future events. So now that I've entered that, we'll go ahead and sign in. Site's going to check my credentials, and now it's going to put me into the actual virtual site. So right now we are on what we call the lobby page, and you can think of this as the central hub for the virtual event site. So this is where all things come back to, and this is where you can see the content for what's going to happen within the site. On the left side, we've got a community section, and this is where you can get information about sponsors or from any kind of content from the foundation itself. That'll be over in this left-hand side. In the center column, we have today's information and today's sessions. So right up front and center, right at the top, will be the events that are live right now on the platform or the very next upcoming events. And so right now you can see that we've got this event player here, and if I click to that, it's actually going to take me into that session. Before I do that though, let me show you what else is on this page. If I scroll down, we have a conversation space for the lobby. So this is general conversation for all attendees to join into that isn't session related or project related. Just general conversation, and you can see the comments listed below. You can join the conversation yourself by typing in the text box. You also have the ability to add GIFs and pictures and do some formatting if you'd like, and then you can post your comment and you will see it show up here. You have the ability to vote on comments. You can click the up arrow or down vote comments, clicking the down arrow, or reply directly to them. These are threaded conversations, so if you see something you like, you can type directly to the thread. And you will see it'll drop down and become a threaded conversation. You can also change your sorting over here. So currently it's sorting by newest, but you can also sort by best, which would be by who had the most votes, or you can also sort by oldest if you want to see the oldest comments on top. Below the conversation space, you'll see the next upcoming events. So after the one that's shown up here in the top, these are the next sessions to be live on the platform. And you've got an arrow and you can kind of scroll through them. If you notice, you'll also see that there's some checkboxes here. These checkboxes denote that they are in my schedule, which is over here on the right. So as I check these off, they're added or removed to my schedule. And you can add as many or remove as many as you like, and that will keep your schedule in place. And then you can search through your schedule by day or track or other information. And I'll show you that in just a second. Above your schedule, you actually have private chat. And this is a way to have a private conversation with users on the platform. You just click on somebody's name, and that will open up a private chat box where you can have a private conversation with that person. At that point, it will open a private chat instance above the filter users line, and these are your existing conversations you're having. If you want to get rid of them, you can press the X box and it will disappear. Up in the top, we have some navigation links. You always have your lobby link right here, which will take you back to this page. You've got information about the event. You have information about registration. You also have a link to the overall show schedule and also to my schedule, which we will show. Also information about sponsoring, past events, contact, and help are right up here in the top. Finally, you have your profile over here in the top right. If you click on this space, this is where you can drop an image in, you can zoom or resize or rotate it, and some of your information like your name and your company are available here in the profile. Finally, the very right is this exit arrow. If you click this, this will actually exit the site and take you back to the landing page. So from here, let's take a look at the schedule itself. So I'm going to click onto the schedule link at the top, and this is the overall event schedule. Currently, we're sorting by day, and you can see the days laid out here across the top. If I click onto another day, it's going to reorganize the schedule based on that selection, and now I'm seeing all the events for November 10th. And you can scroll down to see the entire list. By clicking on one of these, you'll get the information about that event. So if you want to know who the speakers are, or what the information is, or what that event is about, you can click on those to see that detail. You can then click the title itself to actually jump to that session and to watch it live. Under the My Schedule link, it's exactly what you would expect. These are the items that have been put into your schedule. And again, if I go back to schedule, you can see the 3 I've selected. I can add as many as I'd like, checking more boxes, and they are then added to my schedule. And if we look at my schedule, you can see the added sessions that I just added there. And again, these are also organized. You can do it by day, track, or level. So let me go back to schedule real quick to show you that. So we showed you day. You can organize by day, click on the different day and see the schedule. You also have the ability to check by level. And so you have beginner, intermediate, advanced. If you're looking for more advanced content, for instance, you can click on advanced, and it would show you any of the sessions that are considered advanced or intermediate by selecting that level indicator. You can also select by track. And by going to the track selector, you get a list of tracks on the right-hand side. So you can go to whatever track you would like to look at, and it's going to organize your options there by track. And you can go through the various tracks and see the different scheduled sessions within them. So now let's take a look at the actual session pages. So by clicking either on this the session that's showing here, the sessions below, any of the sessions in your schedule, or in the schedule in the top link, that will take you to the actual page where that session is playing. So I'm going to click into this one, and it's going to load the event. Now, prior to the session starting, what you'll do is you'll get a page that looks like this, that shows that the session will not be available until the time and the date that it's running. Once you get to that scheduled time, however, the event will actually open up and you will see a different view. In this case, we now have again, a public discussion instance over on the right-hand side, and this discussion instance is by track. So you will have the same discussion instance for any session within a track. You also have an Etherpad below the video window, and this is a collaborative document space where any attendee can type in it and it will show on any other attendee's page. So it's a great place to collaborate on ideas and thoughts, and this is also an instance by track. So this will be the same Etherpad shown for every session within a track. And then finally, on the right-hand side, you've also got private chat within these windows. So again, you can click on a person and have a private chat discussion with them, or search and filter by users. And if there's any documents or additional links that are related to this session, they'll show up in the right-hand side under additional media and links. And like for instance, there's some presentation slides here with a download button. And these will be different by session for whatever the presenter has allowed to be downloadable. So looking at the actual presentation window here, if your session that you're in is a live presentation, you will have a play button and it will show you a live presentation, a live stream coming through from Zoom. So in this case, here is this live Zoom that's happening for this track. And if you would like to join the Zoom, there is a Join Now button underneath. Now, we do recommend before you press this Zoom Now that you actually come to your player controls and mute the playback out. The playback that's happening in this window is about 30 seconds behind the live player or the live Zoom call. And if you do not mute out the session, you're going to have both of them playing, and it might be a bit confusing. You also have some controls in here to go full screen. So by clicking the full screen button, you will actually take your video player full screen, or you also have picture-in-picture access. By selecting that, it will move the player out of the window. You can resize and scale to the size you like, and you can press X to return it back into the player window. So now I'm going to mute this audio from the Zoom call, and I'll actually join it to show you what that looks like. So we click the Join Now button, and this will actually open up Zoom and launch the player. So it is actually launching the player in the background, and as soon as the moderator lets me in, I will actually be part of that live Zoom call. If I go back to looking at the window, we can see them both playing here. I've got to select how I'm going to actually link in with Zoom. For me, it's going to be joining with computer audio, and now I'm actually part of the Zoom. At this time, I would use my Zoom controls to actually participate if I was a speaker, meaning I'd have to unmute here to talk into the Zoom. I'd have to show my camera here with the Zoom controls. And if I wanted to share my presentation or share a video, I would use the share screen controls to do that with moderator's approval. And this is how we could then start, and I would join this Zoom live. And if you're just a participant and you don't want to join the Zoom, you can always watch it here from the player on the virtual platform. Thank you very much for your attention and enjoy the site.